Back on Inside Tennessee. Okay, let's look at money here when it comes to the city of Knoxville, John. The budget that City Council approves, those 9 members work with the mayor to come up with a budget that's about $400 million. And this is where the money comes from, and this is where the money goes. So it's important to note that property taxes make up about half the money in the budget. Again, we've had no property tax increase. And then when you look at where the bulk of the money goes to, is to public safety. That's police and fire, 42%, if you can't see it on your screen. Then we have public service at 11%, parks and rec are way down at 3%. So, John, what do you think people should understand about the decisions that these members of council are making?
Well, I would argue that they're the ones who get their hands dirty. They're the ones that walk the streets. They're the ones that listen to your requests about sidewalks. They're the ones that if a police officer doesn't come fast enough or your house burns and the fire department doesn't come fast enough, they're the ones that are going to be responsible for fixing that and approving greater funding. So I think what they do is extremely important at the local level. They have great impact.
Susan, your take on exactly what John says. How would you build on that?
Well, I think John's right about that. And this race, because of the Republican ticket, what they did was try to move this race into national issues, things that were going on with the Biden administration, you know, and that just didn't compute with the voters this time, in my opinion. I know Mayor Ash always talks about they really care, voters in the city races care about getting their potholes fixed, you know, getting their parks, more trails and urban wilderness and those kind of things. And I think he's right about that. I believe the party really messed up locally when they tried to make it national issues.
Don, how about you?
Well, I think it's always been simplistic to say that the city is about bricks and mortar projects and the county is about services. It really is an interesting blend with the city. And as you pointed out, obviously, public safety, the contribution we have to make to the Knox County schools as a city. But we have done a nice job of the blend. Susan's right. People are concerned about their parks. They're concerned about their potholes. They're concerned about their amenities in the city. And they want to keep their taxes low. And so I just think, again, conflating it with national issues on a local level didn't play very well here, because I think people in the city are pretty happy with leadership as it stands.
So, Susan,
I was just going to say, as a contrast to what happened Tuesday night in the national elections, what happened in Virginia, what happened in New Jersey, what happened in Minneapolis, we very much stuck to local issues here, whereas the Republican Party nationally went against the Biden administration.
So, Susan, quickly, 15 seconds. How do you differentiate yourself if you're a candidate in the city of Knoxville from a candidate you're running against? What do you use?
Well, I think you've got to stick to the local issues, the things that are really important. What you're hearing when you're out knocking on doors matters. And that's what you've got to talk about to win in our city.
Don, quickly.
I think Susan's right. If you're going to be a Republican and want to run in a city election and nonpartisan election, you better be a quiet Republican and you better be a moderate to even have a shot.
For Don Bosch, Susan Richardson-Williams, and my colleague John North, we appreciate you joining us for Inside Tennessee. Again, if you've missed any of our Inside Tennessees in the last couple of weeks, you're welcome to go to our website, WBIR.com. You'll find it there under the Inside Tennessee page. Next week, we're going to talk about that extraordinary special session on COVID-19 with a couple local lawmakers. You want to tune in for that.